I remember this one story. Basically, you might not see how it's related at first, but just hear me out, please. So, back when I was in second grade, we had like this little food party or something. You know what? It never happens in high school anymore. Are you kidding me? So basically, it was a party, and I don't even remember what we were having, but the point of that story was I got this blue fork. It was a beautiful blue plastic fork. Well, okay. I mean, it was simple, but I don't know why. It's just instead of throwing it out like everybody else did, I actually kept it. So that night when I got the fork, we just happened to have pita head. Not most commonly served with ham and pineapple, but anyway, I was like, hey, I have this blue fork here. Why don't I use that? And this was from second grade, and right now I'm in 10th grade, and I still only use that blue fork, which I still have for pita head. Basically, that fork has been there half my life, and so has pita head. I love that food so much. It brings back so many memories. Like, it's not just a fork, but I remember my first time I actually made pita head from scratch. Like, we only make pita head from scratch now maybe once, maybe twice a year. So it's a really rare event, but we make it around the Easter time during that little vacation we get from school, and if we're really lucky, maybe a little bit before Christmas too. So to make it, basically, you have to make the dough, with some flour and such. You make the dough, and then you have to make sure it's nice and thin, but not too thin, because if it's too thick, you're kind of going to get rid of the flavor of the potato and the onions. But if it's too thin, then it'll break once you're trying to boil the dumplings. So, it was a very delicious dish. It was like, once you did that, you would then cut the dough into little sections of, like, let's say 2 by 2 inches squares of dough. And on one side, you would put the potato in it. And the potato, you would have to make sure it was mashed up, maybe put some onions in it, maybe a little bit of butter too, give it a nice little flavor. You would normally put that on one side of the 2 by 2 dough square. Then after that, you would put water on just the edges near the potato, and then you would fold it over. So then you're left with a potato dumpling that's raw. So then after that, you do that many times until you make a lot. Then after that, you would put that in a little pot to boil, and after that, it would end up cooking. And the first time I think I made it from scratch was maybe 3 years ago. But yeah, pita head has always been a great dish. I still love it. But now I eat it fried instead of just boiled. I mean, yeah, it's unhealthy, but it brings back so many memories. I remember, like, about half of my life just from pita head. Like, I remember stuff from second grade and onward just because of pita head. With the blue fork. It brings back a lot of memories. That's why I love pita head so much. And it'll always be my most favorite dish.